What it do, YouTube? It's SS, and I'm back with another video on this one right here. This one right here. Well, let me tell you, I know it's been a week since I dropped the video or something around that time, but we hit veteran, then we hit expert, and then we hit legend. So as you guys will see, that we did end up hitting legend. This first set is my the one that I hit expert, and then the next one will be the legend. And we actually have two legend runs with the same team. Um, Obviously, the first one is going to be the account that I play on, the main account, and then the second one will be a different account that I also be playing on sometimes. And so I did end up hitting legend on both accounts with the same team, and I think that I have better battles on the other one, so I chose to do that one. I still haven't had my Pika Libres. I will be streaming that at 12 p.m. Central midnight tonight, or AM. AM. My bad. I guess that's AM, right? Um, I will be streaming at that time to get my Pika Libre. So if you guys are seeing this, link in the description to my Twitch, if you do want to go follow me, watch these battles happen in real time. Once again, this first set was done on Twitch. I did hit expert on Twitch, but the other ones are done in Discord. I did not do those on Twitch. But either way, if you like the video, like, comment, subscribe. See you guys hitting the like goals. We did get like 12 likes on the last video, which is really good. Uh, Considering how many views we got on it, really good. I do appreciate you guys for that. If you guys could keep doing that, that would be amazing. I do have another video coming out tomorrow. Um, Double Muck, well, Grimer and Muck. That one's gonna be fun around the 2900s. So if you guys do like the videos, make sure to like them as well. But now, I guess we can jump into these battles. So as we see Greninja in the lead, I do believe I'm just gonna go ahead and throw the play rough. If I do forget these battles, is because once again I did do these a couple days ago. I did have them saved up. I was hoping to hit legend before I uploaded the video, and now that we hit legend, I can upload the video. So they do end up shielding. They go down 2 shields. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. I do believe. Nope, I end up shielding. It is the hydro cannon, which is pretty good shield for us. Now we are gonna get hit with another hydro cannon. I'm trying to get to the move, but I don't get to the move, so I'm just gonna go ahead and let this go through. Nice slash. Now I'm gonna go ahead into my charger bug, and I'm gonna go try to get these volt switches. I'm gonna have to unfortunately take a hydro cannon, which is pretty bad for us, but they come into a frost slash. It's not looking too bad for us because I do believe we can hit the discharge on CMP. Yeah, it is CMP, so I'm just gonna go ahead and shield this up. They're not gonna be able to save their frost lance. It's gonna go down. Maybe it might not. Maybe one more. Yeah. And then in the back is a Zumro, and Toxapex is gonna be able to wall it, so they know that it's over for them, and they're gonna top left, and we're gonna be able to take that game. Now we're gonna see a Zumro into or into Golbat. This is kind of really tough. I did end up playing it differently later on, as you guys will see. If we do see some Golbat leads. But either way, I'm just gonna go ahead and go for the ice beam here. Then I'm gonna switch out into my charger bug, hoping that there is no Carbink in the back. And at this point, they're gonna shadow ball me. They're gonna switch out into a Scrafty. This is looking okay. They are gonna get to move first. I'm gonna go ahead and shield just in case it is the foul play. It is just the power up punch. They didn't get to the foul play, I guess. Now I'm gonna go ahead and go for the discharge here. Maybe I shielded just so I can get enough energy to make it to another discharge. We do make it to another discharge, which now I'm gonna go ahead and they end up throwing again. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let this go through. Now at this point where they're gonna be double ramped up with these power up punches, which is fine. So now I'm gonna go try to get the farm down. We get denied there somehow, but either way, it's fine. It's just the power up punch. We're gonna be able to bubble down completely. They're gonna come into a Drapion, and at this point, I'm gonna throw them bad timing. I'm gonna throw the play rough. Now I'm gonna switch out into my Toxapex. I do believe we do. Now we're gonna be able to take whatever they throw in us. It's gonna be the crunch, no debuff, which is really good for us. Now they're gonna throw another crunch, so we're gonna have to go ahead and let this go through just in case we do get the defense drop, and we don't get the defense drop, but they do end up switching, catching on their Golbat, which is fine. So now at this point, I'm gonna try to farm down completely, and I need to shield this. If this is a Shadow Ball, I need to shield this. It's the Poison Fang, and they got us now at this point. I do believe they're just gonna end up beating us. I do remember this battle. I do believe I end up losing just because of that. I tried to catch, but unfortunately, catch wasn't good enough. And now we're just gonna go ahead and get hit sludge bombed. Now they're gonna crunch us, and we're gonna end up losing that game. So a little bit of misplay on my part, but either way, it was still fine. Zoom roll into zoom roll. I have been in this matchup so many times that I know that I usually end up losing CMP. I'm trying to go for the CMP, hoping that they would throw right away, but they don't. They hold out on their energy, which is fine. Now they're gonna farm up a little bit extra, and they're gonna throw their play rough because they don't want to go for the CMP. I want to know who wins CMP once again. I throw right away, but they don't want to throw right away. That's fine. They're gonna throw right after us. Now at this point, I'm gonna have to. We're gonna CMP if they do end up staying in, but they end up switching out. So now I'm gonna go for the ice beam here. We do get the shield. Now I'm gonna come into my charger bug. I am going to shield just in case it is the sludge bomb or shadow ball or something. It's a shadow punch. I can't talk. I'm gonna go ahead and shield this again. It's just a shadow punch. I don't expect them to shield at this point, so I'm gonna undercharge it. But they do end up shielding. Now I'm gonna go ahead and try to farm down completely. We do get the farm down completely. Now at this point, I do believe they can't. They could come into their Zoomerl, but no, they do end up showing us their third Pokemon, and their third Pokemon is a Gengar. Very nice. And they thought I was gonna throw the X Scissor, but unlucky for them, they don't catch it. They catch a discharge. At this point, they're gonna go ahead and knock me out with the Shadow Punch. I do believe it is the Shadow Punch. Now I can come into my Toxapex. They can throw whatever they like at me, and we're gonna go ahead and resist the sludge bomb if they do have it, but they just go for shadow ball or shadow punch, and we're gonna be able to take it. Even if they had the shadow ball, we're gonna be able to live it as well. Toxicroak into Azumarill. This is actually pretty good, but you have to go down 2 shields, and you have to shield correctly, which I do end up shielding correctly here. And now at this point, I am gonna bait like I do have the hydro pump. They do end up shielding. Now they do end up giving me a free fast move for free, which is really good for me. We do take the sludge bomb. They end up swapping out, and because they swap down to their Azumarill, I come into my Toxapex, which Toxapex is gonna be able to wall their Azumarill heavily, especially if they run hydro pump. I'm gonna farm up to when they do 3 bubbles, and then I'm gonna throw or 4 fast moves of mine, and that's gonna be able to let us get the farm down completely. They're thinking about what they should come into, and they're gonna come into Dragalge once again, 3 Dragon Tails, and then I'm gonna go ahead and throw or 4 fast move of mine for good timing. Now they are going to over farm, and once again I throw on very good timing. It's either gonna be 1, 3, 5 of their fast move if it's a 3 turn versus 2 turn. Now I am going to go ahead and farm up as they do let their Dragalge go down. Toxicroak knocks us out. We knock out we farm down the Toxicroak with both switches, and that is going to be a 4-1, just enough for us to hit expert here, as you guys will see once we start claiming this reward. So we do end up hitting expert. Now these are the battles that I did last night or a few hours ago, if you would like to, for me to prefer to say. At this point, I do make a huge mistake because I should have just went into my Azumarill right away. I thought that they weren't gonna bait just because they had a lot of energy, but they do end up baiting, and now because they baited, they are going to actually be able to win this. I'm thinking that they're gonna bait again, but I know that they're really gonna go for the shadow ball, so I should have shielded there. And because I didn't shield, now I'm going to get hit with a shadow ball again. I thought I should have shielded that. Don't know why they didn't shield that, but in the first game, as you guys can see, I already started throwing. So I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna hit it. And it should have been an easy hit, but I was just making so many mistakes where I wasn't playing good. I just wasn't playing good. So like I said, it's gonna be one set. Uh and then I'm gonna switch over to a different account. So 2 legends in one with this same team. So if you do want to try to play the team out, there is a lot of core breakers, Charger Bug being one. But as you guys can see, we did end up hitting it with our sludge wave. So now I'm gonna go ahead and shield. We do end up shielding this X scissor, which is not good for us, but they're gonna come into a palo sign, so it's looking okay for us. But unfortunate for us, we don't have any shields, and they do end up throwing here. But we only have Charger Bug left. I thought we had a Zoom but no, we don't have a Zoom. So now they are gonna get to move here before I even throw, and that's gonna be enough to take us out, and we're gonna lose the first game. Now we're gonna hop into the next battle. We're gonna see Sableye into Charger Bug. This is really good for the Charger Bug, but I think if you have a really good Sableye, you can actually flip it. So it is a little bit weird. I am gonna farm up, do 2 volt switches, then I'm gonna throw the X scissor. I'm almost at back to back. I'm gonna try to throw right away. Didn't think they were at the move, but they were at the move. So now I'm gonna go ahead and shield. And this is really bad for us. So they don't, because they don't have to shield this. They got both my shields. They don't have to shield. And now they're going to come into a fortress, which is pretty good for us, actually. It's not that bad. I'm going to go ahead and discharge. Now I put it in range where I can actually bubble it and throw a play rough, maybe, or something like that. They do rock tumas. Come into my Zoom. They come into a Zoom. And I'm going to switch out into my Toxapex. I messed up there. I actually should have built up to play rough or something before I even ended up switching out. And now we're gonna have a paid actor. This person already hit legend. I guess he is tanking, and they're gonna actually give us the game. So there's another reason why I am actually showing different battles with a different account, because with the same team as well, like I said. And I did end up switching the lead here. This time I was running Charger Bug. There's 3 reasons I put Charger Bug in the lead. But for majority of the season, I was actually running it with Azu in the lead, with Azumarill in the lead. As we see Toxapex come in, now we're gonna go ahead and discharge here. They're gonna make it to another move. I'm gonna choose to go ahead and shield again. They do sludge wave this time, and they're gonna come into a Drapion. This Drapion is gonna get hit with an X scissor. Do they want to shield? They don't want to shield, which is fine with me. Now I'm gonna get to another X scissor. Do they want to shield this time? And the answer is yes, they do want to shield. So now they're gonna have to throw another move, or I'm gonna get to another move, which they do end up throwing. Now I'm going to go ahead and let this go through because I don't have any more shields. And now I'm going to come to my Toxapex as we do get denied right there. They're going to get to a crunch. And the reason I went to my Toxapex is because I don't want to get hit with a Sludge Wave, and then they end up catching on, I'm not sure what this Pokemon was, a Jellicent. Pretty good play. And now I'm going to switch on to my Azumarill. And my Azumarill, since it doesn't have any shields, is going to get hit with these Shadow Balls, and I'm going to make it to a play rough here. It's going to bring it down to the yellow, just almost close to enough to being able to KO with this next play rough. I do believe we do live it. The Shadow Ball, we do live the Shadow Ball, so now we're going to get the play rough off. And they're going to, actually, it's going to be enough to KO. We're going to farm down the Toxapex. We're going to switch on to our Toxapex, and then we're going to catch the crunch. And at this point, I do believe we're gonna try to farm down completely. They're gonna get to another move, and because we didn't get the defense drop, even with the defense drop, I still believe we barely live it, and we're gonna be able to take that next game. Now we're gonna jump into the next game, as we're gonna see Toxapex into Charger Bug, and Charger Bug is this is a good lead for Charger Bug. Now they're going to switch into a Skuntank, and at this point, I'm going to go for the X Scissor. We do get the shield. I'm going to go ahead and stay in because I know that I can put the Toxapex up against my Toxapex as long as I win this matchup here. And they are going to shield once again. So since they shielded, I'm going to shield as well. I do believe I'm going to do one more Volt Switch. Maybe. Yeah, I do one more Volt Switch. Now we're going to throw the X Scissor here. Now we're going to get a little bit of extra energy. We can probably make it to this discharge. As you guys see, we do make it to the discharge, which is going to help out a lot to win the mirror match up against this Toxapex. As we do come into our Toxapex, they're staying in, and they deny us once again. The game was super buggy. I don't understand, but I was getting denied left and right. They're going to come into a Drapion. At this point, I'm going to soften it up. I'm going to throw the brine. Then I do believe I'm going to wait for them to throw. They're over farming, which is not okay. But because I waited a little bit, and I'm going to force them to try to throw again. And we do actually end up catching the crunch here. And this crunch catch is actually going to be I think the reason why we end up winning this game. Um, as we do get hit with another crunch, with a farm up, throw right before they get to their next move. And this is Ice Beam is going to be enough to KO. They're going to come into the Toxapex, and I need the clock to come up. So I'm going to start throwing out these Ice Beams because I need the clock to pop up so I can switch out as you see me trying to tap it. And we do end up switching out. We're going to get hit with a move, but a Sludge Wave is not going to be enough to KO. And because we're one away from the Sludge Wave, we're going to be able to capitalize and win this game. Man, tough game right there. Now we're gonna hop into the next battle. Wait, did I not chop it up good enough? Apparently I did not. There you go. Oh no, this is it. Those are the 5 games. As we do hit legend here, as you guys will see, we hit legend. It will be 30, 18, I think. Now, once again, this is gonna be with Azumarill in the lead. Like I said, I ran Azumarill in the lead originally. Well, originally I had Charge Bug, and then there was a lot of Guzzlords, a lot of things that were super weak to Azumarill in the lead, so I switched to Azumarill in the lead. And now I did hit Legend on this account a couple days ago, so this will be my Pika Libre and the Legend one. So as you guys see, we do switch out into our Toxapex as they come into their Scizor. I'm going to throw the move. They do end up shielding, which is fine with me. Now I am going to be able to try to make it to another move. I do have to shield one at least and hope that they don't boost here. I don't think they boosted. I do live the next one, so I can let it go through. I'm at the brine. We under tap, and we're going to be able to take out this Scizor as they do come back into their Guzzlord. And now Guzzlord is going to be met up against our Azumarill. They switch out into a Toxapex. This Toxapex is going to be met with our Charjabug, and Charjabug is going to have a fun time here as we do throw these discharges out. I can safely shield this up because even if the Guzzlord does have Sludge Wave or Sludge Bomb on their Guzzlord for my Azumarill, we can still win that. As you see, another Dragon lead. They switch out into Escavalier. I don't really have an answer, so I'm going to go ahead and let this go through, knowing that I can resist the Dragon Tails with their Dragalge. I am going to throw. We do get a shield, which is really good for me, so now I can come into my charge book. I can shield one as well. Probably didn't really have to, but this way I kind of ensure that I am going to win this because I know that they're not going to go down another shield as they can come into the Dragalge and just farm up a lot of energy. This makes it a little bit harder because they could come out with a gunk shot if they are running gunk shot, but I am going to be able to get it super weak as we do see that we throw them bad timing and they end up getting free fast moves for some reason, so we don't make it to another move as we would have been able to make it to another move, but we weren't able to. Now they're gonna come into a Toxapex. We switch out into our Toxapex, but we come out a little bit too late. So I am gonna have to shield this Sludge Wave. And I'm thinking since I shielded, no, this might have not been the game. But either way, I remember there was a few games where I tricked my opponent and I ended up winning. But yeah, either way, we're gonna go Sludge Wave for Sludge Wave. I expect them to shield this, so I probably should have just baited this at this point. But they don't shield, which is really good for me. So now I'm gonna go keep farming up. They're gonna go ahead and throw, which is fine. Outrage, we live at 1 HP. I'm gonna switch out, and now I know that my Azumarill is safe here, so I can farm up a little bit extra. Actually, I could probably farm down at this point. I'm gonna no bubble this just to get a little bit farm, and then I'm gonna be able to farm down with one more bubble. And Toxapex is gonna come back out. They're gonna throw their energy, which is fine with me. And now we're going to be able to live barely. We're going to get this Ice Beam off, and I do believe they just let it go through. They do let it go through because they knew that I had a brine, and we were going to be able to actually win that game. Now we're going to hop into the next battle. We're going to see Cofagrigus in the lead as our Azumarill is also in the lead. Now we're going to farm up a little bit extra energy. I know that they're going to go for the Shadow Ball right off the bat. I kind of doubt that they would bait, but I still let it go through. And now I'm going to go for the play rough as they do end up catching on a Whimsicott, which is really good. Good play for them. I try to catch my own, but I don't end up catching. So I'm going to go ahead and shield the Seed Bomb. Now I'm going to come into my Toxapex. I'm going to come and get all this farm, this juicy farm, as they do throw another Seed Bomb. It is neutral damage, I do believe. And then they're gonna come to a Cofagrigus. I'm gonna throw the Brine. Do they want to shield? No, they don't want to shield, which is fine. So I'm gonna farm up a little bit extra. I know I can take a Shadow Ball, so I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. But no, okay, so this wasn't the person that was running Psychic. I did get hit with a Psychic, which was pretty crazy. Um, they do end up shielding, which is fine. I do end up making it to another Brine, but they do throw in CMP, so I'm not going to be able to get it off because they do end up winning charge move priority. Now they're going to switch into an Azumarill as I do come into my Charjabug. So since they are trapped in here, I'm going to be able to win this matchup as I do end up shielding this move here. And now I do believe I can go straight for the farm down, come out with a lot of energy. But they make it to another move when this is looking pretty tough for us now. We do get the farm down. I'm gonna throw right away. And I think this might have been CMP. Nope, it wasn't CMP. Oh, they just let it go through knowing that we do have two moves. And that's gonna be a good game. Now we're gonna hop into the next battle. We're gonna see Azumarill into Azumarill. And this is neutral, but once again, I know that my Azumarill is gonna lose CMP. Actually, no, this one actually wins a couple CMPs. So we are going to be able to get our play rough off as they do CMPs. And now we know who wins CMP. I don't expect them to throw right away, but they do throw right away, which is pretty crazy. So maybe now I'm expecting that they might end up trying to catch here. I am going to go for my play rough. And now we're going to be able to, I think they get to the move first. They try to catch. They do end up catching. So misplay on my part, but I'm going to be able to come into my Charjabug. And now we're going to farm up a little bit extra energy. We do get the move off. They don't have to shield. I'm going to farm up. I'm going to go ahead and shield this. And then I'm just going to farm down completely and have a lot of energy on my Charjabug. Let's see, do they have an answer for Charjabug? As they do wait out their clock, they're going to come into Azumarill. I'm going to shield this. And at this point, I expect them to switch out. And I think that they're going to shield. So they do end up shielding. I'm going to go for the discharge here now at this point. I am one away from the discharge. They do end up double shielding, but they do make it to the move. So I'm just going to go ahead and let this go down. Now I can come into my Azumarill. Nope. Come into Toxapex. Oh, because I don't want to get hit with an Iron Head, just in case they do have the Iron Head. And we're going to get that off. They're going to farm up a little bit extra energy. They have the Trailblaze and then they get the boost. So at this point, I'm just going to stay in. This should not be enough to KO. So I'm going to switch out. Nope, we're going to farm down. And then they're going to come into a Azumarill. I'm going to be able to make it to a Sludge Wave, charge it up to a nice. And this is going to be enough to KO as I try to bubble it down, hoping that was going to leave it with 1 HP. But no, it didn't. Now we're going to see Cofagrigus once again. And could this be the same team? Most likely it probably is. So we're going to go ahead and let this go through. Once again, this is just a Shadow Ball. We know it, but they don't catch this time. And we're going to get the play rough off. And it does some big damage, but now we're going to have to shield this if this is the Shadow Ball. I do end up shielding, which is it is the Shadow Ball. I'm going to farm up a little bit extra energy, do 3 bubbles, and then throw on good timing as they do end up shielding here. Now at this point, I do believe I'm just going to go ahead and let this go through and then come in with my Charjabug and then farm down this Cofagrigus as we are going to get hit with a move here. This is the Shadow Ball for sure. And now I do end up letting it go through. They got an Escavalier in the back. So I am going to be able to make it to another discharge here. We're going to see if I do end up. Yep, I do get to the discharge. I'm going to throw right away. And now I have to switch out. I am going to switch out. They're going to come. They're going to go ahead and throw the drill run. I do end up shielding. No, I don't end up shielding. This is looking really tricky. They end up top lefting though. Maybe a Azumarill in the back. I'm not too sure. Something that was weak to uh Toxapex or even Charjabug at the same time. Either way, we're gonna end up winning that game as we do end up collecting the Sneasel. And now we're gonna see that we do hit legend here. And then now this is gonna be the Pika Libre set. Azumarill into a shiny Scizor. So I don't really like this matchup because the Iron Heads do kind of end up starting to add up, and a lot of people do like to shield their Scizors. The Iron Head, as you guys see, especially with a Shadow, Iron Head does really hurt. I'm gonna throw my move. They do end up shielding, which is good for me. I'm gonna throw on good timing as they do let me sneak a fast move because they threw on alignment. And now I'm gonna farm up a little bit extra energy and I'm gonna be able to make it to this next ice beam. Do they want to shield? They do want to shield. And now I'm going to go ahead and shield as well. Nope, I let it go through. It's the Night Slash. We live it. They swap out and catch their move on Azumarill. At this point, I'm gonna try to get to another move, but I'm just gonna let them bubble me down so I can switch into so I can come into my Toxapex and then still have my switch up just in case I need to switch out. They are going to go ahead and play rough. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and let this go through again. It doesn't matter what they throw at me. I'm going to go straight for the... Maybe I should have Yeah, I do undercharge it here. And now we do get a little bit of extra farm here. They can come into an Umbreon, and this Umbreon is going to get hit with a few Sludge Waves. I'm expecting them to have Psychic, so I'm going to try to catch the Psychic, but we don't catch the Psychic, and now we're going to get hit with a Foul Play. At this point, they're staying in. I don't understand. Maybe they're weak to the Charge Bug, but they are going to throw another Foul Play here. Now I'm going to go ahead. Oh, no, it's the Scizor. I do have to shield this now. It is going to be a nice slash, but we do end up on doing the CMP. So charge move priority, we're gonna be able to actually KO now, and we're at another X scissors. So at this point, they have to throw. They do end up throwing, and I believe that they're not at another move. So I do believe one more poison jab, two more poison jabs is gonna be enough to KO, and we're gonna be able to take that game. Now we're gonna hop into the next battle. We're gonna see Azumarill into surely something good, right? Azumarill into Toxicroak. Once again, this is okay. This is actually pretty good. If you do want to win the twos, you can win the twos if you do have a good Azumarill and call and shielding the right moves. As we do end up shielding the Sludge Bomb there, I'm gonna go for the one bubble and throw on good timing. They end up letting it go through, which is fine with me. Now at this point, I am gonna make it to another Ice Beam on good timing, and they are going to shield. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and let this. No, I'm gonna shield. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I guess I should have known I was gonna shield. And because I ended up shielding, this is kind of bad because there's a Charger Bug in the back. Now they are gonna get a lot of farm here. I'm gonna try to catch. I don't try to catch. They're gonna throw the discharge here, which is fine. Now I'm gonna come into my own Charger Bug, but they do have a lot of energy as they do end up throwing here. Now I am gonna take an X Scissor. They end up swapping into a Greninja, and this Greninja is gonna get hit with this X Scissor unless they end up shielding, which they do end up shielding. Since they ended up shielding, I'm gonna swap out. And whatever they throw at my Toxapex is not going to do anything unless they get a boost. So I'm hoping that they don't get a boost. At this point, they do end up throwing another Night Slash. Try to get to the move. I get to the brine. I'm going to throw the brine. This is not going to KO, but it's going to put it in range where I can farm down. They do end up making it to another move. It is the Night Slash. Now they're going to come into their Charger Bug. At this point, I do make it to a brine, but it's not going to be enough to KO. One fast move away as they do end up throwing, and now I need to farm down here. We do get the farm down. I do believe we're at a move, maybe one fast move away, but either way, we're gonna be able to take that as they do end up top lefting. Now we're gonna hop into the next battle. As I thought I ended up cutting these up a lot better, but I guess I didn't. And yeah, this is a longer video, so if you guys haven't liked the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. As we do wait for me to end up claiming this and moving on to the next battle. What is going on? Okay, there we go. So now we're gonna see Cofagrigus, a lot of Cofagrigus. And Azumarill is just gonna we're gonna do Azumarill things, right? I'm gonna build up to the Hydro Pump, but I don't have the Hydro Pump. They Shadow Bomb me, so I'm gonna go for the Play Rough as we do not get a shield. Now I'm going to farm up extra energy. I am going to shield this just in case it is the Shadow Ball. And it is the Shadow Ball. So I'm going to do 3 and then throw. Do they want to shield? Yes, they do win a shield, which is really good for me. Now I'm going to go ahead and let this go through because I can come into my Charger Bug at this point and farm down completely as they do end up swapping out into a Drapion. This Drapion ends up denying me. I think I should have ended up getting a fast move there for free, but either way, it's all good. They do end up CMPing us. Charge move priority. This is fine. It's an Aqua Tail, so it's not fine. Now we're gonna throw the X scissor, but they let it go through, and I'm gonna try to catch, but I don't end up catching. And now we're gonna be able to farm out completely. They come into a Greninja, and this Greninja, it's gonna get tricky, especially if they end up boosting here with the Night Slashes. They are gonna be super spammy with these Night Slashes. They end up catching, and this is looking really bad for us now. But either way, that's fine. Because now I do believe this is in range where I can just throw brines and then farm down completely. So I'm just going to go straight for the brine. At this point, they do need to shield. And if they do end up shielding, I can swap out, combo play them, and we're going to be able to take this game. Now we're going to hop into the next battle. We're going to see not Charger Bug, a Azumarill into Carbink. So you guys can actually run either Charge a Bug in the lead if you depending on what you're seeing. If you're seeing Dragon types, make sure to or anything that's weak to Azumarill in the lead. If you're seeing a lot of leads that are weak to Azumarill, definitely put Azumarill in the lead. If you're seeing Pokemon that are super weak to Charge a Bug, put Charge a Bug in the lead. The team works either way. As you guys saw that I did hit Legend with Charge a Bug in the lead, and this one I hit Legend with Azumarill. As we do see Carbink. Then they end up swapping out into the Toxapex. I come into my Charger Bug, and this is looking pretty good for us. But I do have to I'm just going to go ahead and sack my Charger Bug here at this point. Even if they do end up winning this matchup, that is fine with me. But I do end up shielding, which is questionable, to be honest. Now I am going to go for the CMP tie. I know that they're not going to shield here, so they are going to go ahead and let this go through. And it's not enough to KO, so we are going to get some damage here as they do throw a Brine. Now we're going to get another fast move. Now they are going to throw right away with their Carbink, which is actually pretty good for us. Now I do end up coming into my Azumarill as we do throw the Ice Beam. It's not going to be enough to KO, so they don't have to shield. They're going to swap out into Greninja. We're going to be able to make it to a play rough here, and if they don't shield, this is going to be enough to KO, but they do end up shielding, so now I'm going to switch on to my Toxapex, and Toxapex just needs to make it to a Sludge Wave, and we're going to be able to take this game. But for I end up top lefting. The reason I top lefted because I think that was the set that they were going to hit Legend, since I already hit Legend, so I just end up top lefting at that point. So good game to my opponent. We're gonna see Cofagrigus once again. So apparently somebody made a Cofagrigus video. We're gonna do the same things that we've been doing. They're gonna shield this time, which is actually pretty weird. So now I'm gonna shield as well. And we're gonna do the same thing that we do. 3 bubbles, and then we're gonna throw, but they're gonna catch on the Toxapex, which is fine with me actually. So now I can come into my Charger Bug, and I know that there's an Azumarill in the back, right? Most likely there's an Azumarill. So now I'm gonna be able to get this discharge off. They're gonna throw a move. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. I don't need to shield just because that Cofagrigus does have a move. I do believe we do end up farming down completely, getting the farm, and I do believe we denied there. It might have been CMP, either or. They just let it go through. We don't make it to another move, which is fine with me. Now at this point, I'm gonna come into my Toxapex. I do expect them to throw right away, as they do throw right away. Now we're gonna be able to farm down completely. They're not switching out. They're gonna make it to another move. So at this point, I am gonna have to shield. And now it is a psychic. Oh, like I was saying, it is somebody hit me with a psychic. There's the psychic game. And now they're gonna come to Azumarill. They're still gonna play it out. This Azumarill is fighting till the very end as we throw on good timing to get this Sludge Wave off. At this point, I don't think 2 moves is not gonna be enough to KO. They do make it to the play rough. And at that point, I just end up catching. They undercharge it. They know it's over. And we're going to be able to take that game. As we do get a 4-1. Could have been a 5-0, but since I was already Legend, I didn't want to gatekeep the other person that was trying to make it to Legend. So, gave him a free win. As we do name this Pika Libre Season 16. This is the first time we did hit Legend on this account. So, hopefully we do get many more. If you guys did like the video, like, comment, subscribe. and good luck on your guys's legend runs. We do have a month left. I know you guys can do it. But yeah, from now on, we're gonna be probably having some spicy team. We're gonna have fun. So maybe have a real actual team. I don't know, but I do believe tomorrow is gonna be double muck hole. So hope you guys have a great morning, day, evening, night, whatever time zone you guys are in, and I will see you guys on the next video.